Since 2013, in the first 20 minutes of my day, I go out in the living room, I sit in my recliner, I set my timer, and I sit in silence.
It's just a 4-step process. You sit down, you pick a word that represents your consent. You enter into the practice understanding that you're a thinking, living being. If you don't have thoughts, it's because you're dead. So you don't get mad when your thoughts rise. You simply return your presence to God with your sacred word. And after 20 minutes, or 30 minutes, you'll stop and you'll say something brief and calming to kind of reassociate yourself with the world again, like the Lord's Prayer or something like that. And that's the end of the practice. You do that a couple times a day, and in a month, you will see change in yourself.
You have to try it. It's so, off the, the beaten path, it's completely different. But when you get into it and you start centering, you realize it takes you, it transforms you and help you. It's a portal to the spiritual realm.
Meditation practices plus centering prayer, I now have a safe foundation right here to sit with it. I'm upset, I'm angry, I'm sad. I sit with that.
That is so important. And that is the essence of centering prayer in my mind, is to live in the moment. And there is no other better way than to just close your eyes and just silently repeat a sacred word and let your mind go. And then
it's a completely different approach to spiritual growth and worshiping.
Centering prayer, a little bit different. And I'm like, please don't ask me to shut my brain off. That's like asking me to stop my heart. But that's not what they're asking. They're asking you to sit in silence. Well, I can be silent. Oh, crap. I can do this. It's just uncomfortable. So, yeah, it's different.
Like silence is God's first language. And so when I was inside and I was hungry for it and I was looking for it all the time, I discovered that if I can cultivate it, an interior silence, that's kind of like just always speaking God's language. The more I spend in time with God in intentional silence with centering prayer and practices like centering prayer, the more I can bring that silence out into my life as I work and I live and I move in this very busy, bustly world. And sometimes it has an effect. It really does change me.
And this guy came in, he was a psychologist, but also practicing Buddhist, and he'd come in and we'd sit there quiet. You talk about, just a silence. Just sit there for a while. And then afterward, he'd talk a little bit about it. And it was there that I discovered the importance, literally the lifeline at the point where I was kind of at some of my lowest points of what I would just describe as like a separation. And this comes right to what I believe is at the core of centering prayer / Buddhist meditation.
And the original vision of centering prayer is that it is non-faith specific. Because literally every spiritual discipline has some form of meditation, centering prayer as part of their practice. It doesn't matter whether you're Catholic, Baptist, Jewish, Muslim, Wicca, whatever. That's what unites us.
But then we were able to just make it our point, not to stop the thought, but just like not let that thought be so important. So you can watch the thought. And each thought will come with a little emotional charge, but it'll go. And in between that thought, it's just a little bit of peace, enough peace for you to recharge for the next thought. And pretty soon, you can actually separate the thoughts from the emotion.
When I'm sitting in centering prayer, to me, I'm often thinking back to that Buddhist group at that prison where that psychologist was saying to us, as the thoughts keep coming into your head, as the emotions keep bubbling up, and this is what Thomas Keating talks about. I've been watching some of his videos. Same idea, because they come from the same source. Just let those things come up and just let them go. Don't cling on to them. Don't attach to anything. Just for 20 minutes in our life where we're constantly grabbing things and noting things and doing things, for 20 minutes, don't. Just let it be, right? Let it float on by, whatever the analogy is.
To this day, I'm blown away. I mean, it's like every day something happens after my meditation that just confirms that I'm okay.
Like, I'm here for a purpose. If sitting for 20 minutes twice a day is going to help me stay grounded and in that purpose, the things that have crossed my path since I've begun it.
But the centering prayer was just, which to me, it all comes to a connection with the whole of being.
But I think what centering prayer did, it gave me a foundation, it gave me a base, it gave me a practice that I can go to anytime, any place, anywhere. And so when I'm looking for peace, I can sit. When stuff hits the fan, I can sit. It's almost an automatic response. It's not even something I really think about anymore.
Like, there would be times I'm just in tears, just so upset and frustrated, but I'm sitting in it or stretching in it and allowing it to be.
What centering prayer means to me, it's just everything.
Come into your real self, come into your true self, to the you that's really you, not just the you that you think you should be or think you need to be or wish you were, but the beautiful gift of God that you really are.
And that practice has probably been some of the most instrumental change in my life, is that practice.
That's what centering prayer helped me to get back to my true self and to become a better human being.